Episode 5, Designing the Brand Experience. Let's be honest, most hospitals look the same. Clean walls, similar equipments, a reception desk, and maybe a coffee counter, a good lounge. But the experience patients have, that's where the real difference shows up. Because design isn't just about decor, it's about how people feel at every touch point. From the first phone call to discharge summary, from the registration counter to the ICU bedside. Every great hospital has a patient promise. I did discuss about it in my last episode. The emotional and the service anchor that defines what you want patients and their families to feel when they interact with you. Once you define that promise, the next step is to design the experience around it. Not just through infrastructure, SOPs, but through sensory, emotional, and cognitive layers that shape up each interaction. Note, patients remember emotions more than anything else. A warm smile at registration, the clarity of information during the discharge, the comfort they feel while waiting anxiously, These seemingly small moments create lasting impression that shape trust, reputation, and loyalty. Think about the last time you visited a hospital, not as a healthcare professional, but as a patient or a relative. The space were clean with the modern state-of-art equipments. The reception looked like a star hotel lobby. But what stayed with you afterwards? It wasn't the wall color or the machines or Italian marble lobby. It was how you felt. Maybe someone greeted you warmly, or maybe you felt confused and anxious. That feeling, good or bad, defines the experience. So what creates that feeling? It's not one single thing. It's actually built through the three sensory layers: sensory, emotional, and cognitive. Let's break this down and help you understand better for implementing it in your healthcare facility. Patient experience is shaped by three invisible and powerful layers. Those include sensory, what people see, what people hear, and the physical feel. Emotional, how they are treated and how they feel during interaction. Cognitive, how clear, confident, and reassured they feel through the journey. With these three aligned, the experience is smooth, reassuring, and memorable. When they don't, even the best clinical care can feel cold and confusing. Imagine a young mother arriving for her antenatal checkup. She sees a clean, calm reception with a clear signage that's sensory. She is greeted with a genuine warmth and empathy by the front desk team that's emotional. She knows exactly where to go and how long it takes, that's cognitive. When these three layers work together, she doesn't just receive a service, she feels cared for. These three layers are like catalysts for great experience. Patients may not notice them individually, but they clearly sense their impact together. Once you have defined your patient promise, this framework becomes a blueprint for how a design experience consistently across every department: clinical, nursing, admin, and support. Mapping the touch points. Let's break it down. A hospital journey typically spans between 5 to 6 key zones. Those includes arrival and access, the first impression navigation, reception and waiting, orientation and comfort zone, clinical and diagnostic spaces where the care happens, support and transaction points. Those includes admin, pharmacy, billing, digital and communication interfaces, website, your apps, your portal, your messages. And the sixth, the post-care and community. Those may include home follow-up, wellness, your loyalty program. Start mapping every touch point using 5 senses: sight, your sound, your touch, your smell, and taste. For each stage of the journey, note what a patient might perceive through these senses. This structured exercise gives you a patient eye perspective, highlights a gap you may have not noticed operationally, and makes the overall experience easier, analyzed, and refined. You can refer to this table, which lists all possible touch points, starting from entry gate and driveway and signage, all the way to home follower and loyalty program. For each touch point, I have mapped its association with 3 design layers: sensory layer, what people perceive; emotional layer, what people feel; a cognitive layer, what people understand. Sensory sets the stage, but the people make the difference. The sensory layer, such as lighting, signage, interior, is tangible and easier to standardize through expert. It creates first impression but doesn't guarantee you a great experiences. Emotion layer depends on people, your staff, their behavior, tone, and empathy. It's a powerful but variable. It requires a great culture and training to sustain. The cognitive layer relies on a clear messaging and processes. It builds trust but often fails when communication is inconsistent. So therefore, sensory impresses, emotional connects, and cognitive build trust. Now, we will explore the most defining and often underestimated element of hospital brand experience. That's your people. Not the infrastructure, not the technology, but the human interactions that shape how patients remember your hospital. From the security guard at the gate to the nurse at the bedside, from the billing executive to the consultant in the OPD. Every encounter is a brand moment. When these moments are consistent, authentic, and aligned with your promise, they create lasting trust. Let's understand this in 6 segments, which will be further elaborated in following episodes. Segment 1. People as a living brand touch points. In healthcare, brands aren't built through ad campaigns. They are built through people. A patient doesn't experience your mission statement. They experience a security guard's greeting at the entrance, a nurse's reassuring smile, a doctor's tone while explaining a diagnosis, a housekeeping staff's respectfulness, a paramedic's confidence during the transfer, a billing executive's clarity. Patients don't care about employment contracts. To them, everyone wearing your ID is a part of one hospital, one brand, whether outsourced or in-house, clinical or non-clinical. Every human touch point speaks for you, your brand, your hospital. Segment 2. Doctor and nurses, the emotional core of your brand. Doctors and nurses are emotional core of your brand. Patient often decides whether they trust a hospital based on the attitude, ethics, communication they experience in consultation room or at the bedside. This is exactly where AETCOM, that's attitude, ethics, and communication, becomes central. Attitude, a caring, respectful, patient-centered attitude can comfort a worried family more than an advanced equipment could ever. Ethics, Transparent, ethical conduct builds the kind of trust no marketing campaign can replace. Ethical clarity in explaining procedure, obtaining consent, or discussing cost reinforces the credibility. A hurried technical explanation can push families away, but a calm and kind conversation can build lasting trust. AETCOM isn't a soft skill add-on, it's a core brand driver in healthcare because patients may not fully understand your clinical brilliance, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Segment 3, the consistency gap. This is where many hospitals fall short. When security behaves one way, housekeeping the another way, billing the another, clinical team communicates inconsistently, the brand experience fractures. A compassionate nurse can't balance out a confusing discharge. A brilliant surgeon's skill can't erase the memory of a cold friendless interaction. One empathic doctor can't fix a system when others lack the basic communication alignment. Patients remember the gaps, and these gaps create emotional friction, which quietly erodes trust. Segment 4, aligning everyone to the brand promise. To deliver unified experience, every single person from the gate to ICU must firstly understand the brand promise, second, believe in it, and third, express it consistently in daily action. This includes security, housekeeping, catering, parking, ambulance team, administrative executives, billing, support staff, doctor, nurses, paramedics who carry the heaviest emotional weightage. The patient doesn't separate these roles, they experience it as one hospital. Segment 5, the 3 pillars: SOPs, training, culture. How do we align such diverse workforce with these 3 powerful levers? Firstly, SOPs. Define the behavior. Your brand promise must translate into clear, role-specific behavioral guidelines. How security greets and directs, how housekeeping enters a room, how billing staff explain the charges, how doctor and nurses communicate complex information ethically and empathically. Clarity creates consistency. Training and development. Building skills and belief. Training must go beyond technical skill. It should include brand behavior and AETCOM principle, tone of the voice, body language, scenario handling, communication under the stress, role play, journey mapping, and real patient stories are the powerful tool here. Culture, sustained through leadership. Culture makes the difference between theory and reality. Leaders must model the expected behavior. Supervisor must coach and reinforce. Outstanding interaction, whether by a nurse or a security guard or a surgeon, must be recognized and celebrated. Culture transforms SOPs into habit and training into pride. Segment 6, when alignment works, magic happens. I have seen nurses who communicate with such a natural warmth and clarity that anxious families feel cared within minutes. Doctor, through their transparent communication, convert fear into trust. The difference isn't infrastructure, it's people, it's alignment, it's leadership. Your brand promise doesn't live in brochures or slogans. It lives in every word, gesture, and interaction of your people. I repeat, from the gate to consultation room, from the ward corridor to the follow-up call, people either build or break trust. When everyone from security to surgeons speak the same emotional language, guided by ethics, clear communication, your hospital stops being just a place of treatment. It becomes a place of trust, care, and dignity. And that is the true power of people in healthcare branding. Hi, I'm Vishwanand, and this was episode 5 of Healthcare Customer Experience Management Playbook. In the next episode, we will explore how to measure what matters, turning patient experience into actionable metrics. Until then, remember, your brand isn't your brochure or printed mission statement. It lives in every interaction. Tell me in your comments, what is one touch point in your hospital that truly reflects your brand promise? I would love to hear from you. Thank you.